there.
I have a question for Walid. And thinking from the opposition side, I've noticed when we've gone into Hamas, Tom, like when Orlando Hamas funds Hamas, when we caught them funding Hamas inside there,
Right.
we saw George Galloway say Barack Hussein Obama, and they didn't know we were filming them.
Right.
Now, and also when you talk to Muslims, as Muslims, just one-on-one, and don't try to,
Proselytize.
yeah, proselytize or anything. You're just talking with them. You come to find out that they really, truly believe that Barack Obama is a Muslim. How much does that ideology, now this is the United States, how much does the outside world think, looking at these associations like we are and saying, oh, God, he's a total Muslim? How much does that destroy U.S.'s credibility in dealing with war and terror?
Well, as far as Obama's Islam, you got to look at what his Kenyan family says. I have the statements in my research. I can't quote them verbatim. But Mama Sarah basically complimented the president of having grown in a good Muslim family. They don't like to discuss his supposed Christian conversion. That's his off limits. In other words, they'd never want to affirm that President Obama is really a Bible-believing Christian of any sort.
Well, I don't think anybody believes that.
He's a black theology believing guy.
Liberation
Black liberation theology.
But the question was, how does the Muslim world view Barack Obama?
Well, it is divided. Al-Qaeda doesn't like President Obama. But in Egypt, you have the most famous dates that are sold in the streets. They renamed the date. They called it Obama Date.
Takbir!
The Egyptians must love him, of course. I mean, he put
the brotherhood
Morsi in,
in.
sure, yeah.
Right. I mean, he's the one that did his historic speech in
That's
Cairo,
right.
insisting that the Muslim Brotherhood be present when the Muslim Brotherhood was considered as a terror entity under the Egyptian government, Hosni
Yeah.
Mubarak. And it was President Obama who broke that and allowed the Muslim Brotherhood to be included in his speeches. So he's the one that gave the green light to the Muslim Brotherhood. In fact, it's known fact in the Middle East that it was Obama's elections, and they had a tight window to basically move very fast in their agenda. And in fact, this is the whole issue of the Arab Spring. We've seen the results of the Arab Spring. It's become an Islamic winter. It's no thanks to President Obama. The speech was, involving Rashad Hussein. In fact, how many Americans knew the speechwriter of President Obama, Rashad Hussein, was interviewed by Al-Ahram newspaper? That is the top newspaper in Egypt. Al-Ahram newspaper asked him point blank, "You are a Muslim. You are supposed to serve the Muslim cause. You work for the president." And then he said, you need to intervene regarding the nuclear issues. Rashad Hussein said and responded, "I will intervene when the right time comes." I was the first to break that piece of news, but there's very little interest from the Americans to look at that news.
Sure.